made you feel called to be an officer?
Good question. What made me feel called to be an officer? I was doing something completely different in life, and I didn't think I was going to be an officer. I thought that God wanted me to do other things, and then I was just kind of feeling like He wanted me to do more, and He wanted me to do it in the Salvation Army. So I prayed about it a lot. I read some scripture about it, and I told my wife, because we were married, and we had a family, and so it meant a lot of changes. It meant we would have to move and sell our house and everything, but I wanted to make sure that we were doing exactly what God wanted us to do, because no matter what in life, I wanted to feel at peace with what God had for me in life. And so then we eventually said, let's be Salvation Army officers.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Matt felt called before I did. And so over time of just praying and feeling that God was telling me to go into ministry. I at first just felt called to be in ministry somehow. And I didn't know in what aspect that was, but just over more time of praying and reading the Bible and just constant confirmations from Him that He was calling us to be officers in Salvation Army.
What is it like to day of commissioning, and how do you feel?
You want to start with that one? What was our commissioning day like? How are you feeling?
Commissioning day. It was a mix of feelings between excitement. You've been working for 2 years towards this day, and excitement for finding out where you're going to move to, because you don't ever know. We could have gone to Texas or Maryland or wherever, but we were excited to come back to Florida. It was sad too, because it was the end of our training journey where we were there with family and friends and all that. So it was just a mix of emotions.
Yeah, it was a crazy day and a crazy weekend. Like, all of our family was in town, so it was exciting to have everybody there. And at the same time, you're very tired because you have rehearsals all the time, like the week before, and so you're like kind of tired, but it's exciting at the same time. And so we officially got red that day. This changed from blue to red. So that was like exciting, putting on our officers' tunics. And then imagine what would you do if somebody on stage said, "Dee, you are now moving to Alaska." You'd freak out. So we're standing on stage and we're about to find out where we're going to move, and we had no idea. So we kind of know Florida. We're from Florida. We've never been to Leesburg. So at least we were excited. We're going to Florida. And so we were like, yes, and we saluted, and we were holding our children, and they saluted too, kind of. And then it was over. And we went and slept.
How has becoming an officer made your life better?
You want me to answer that one? Or you want to go? How has it made my life better? It's being an officer. There's a lot of different things that come with being an officer. Every day is very different. As an officer, one day you can be at church, you can be preaching, and then the next day you can be going out and trying to feed a meal to a homeless person, or the next day you can go out and try to raise money for the Salvation Army. So it's made my life better by just seeing all kinds of different opportunities that God has for me and for our family. I was at a place on Friday, and they were donating food for the Salvation Army. So I got to go say thank you for all these retired people that donated food. And then, you know what? They were line dancers, and they like to dance. And so I said thank you, and then they said, you're going to come dance with us. So then I'm in uniform, and I had to do a line dance. So every day is different and crazy, but it's all for God.
Yeah, it's exciting and fulfilling to know that whatever we do in the raising of money or doing the core programs or feeding the homeless, that everything is to show God's love to people and to expand His kingdom. So it's just changed your life and knowing that there's nothing else, that compares to doing what God, God's work, and to just having people come to know Him.
And so that's the great thing. And I'd like to thank Daphne Harrison, our lovely host. But that's the great thing about what you're doing and what we're doing. No matter what, no matter if I have a red tunic on or you're a junior soldier with your little junior soldier uniform, we all are called to a life of ministry, and we all get to be a part of that. So it doesn't mean that it's my job, but it means that I do it because I'm a Christian and because I believe in God. And so therefore, you, me, Lieutenant, anybody in church, we go out as Christians and as believers to show the love to the people that we meet. So that's why we're glad you're a junior soldier. Thank you.
Thank you.